But then that morning came. I sat up, normal, but something was different. I didn't feel the urge to pee. Day 6, I woke up sweating. I tried to stand up. My legs didn't listen. Panic rose like fire in my chest. I collapsed and cried. This is the story of a fall so sudden, so silent, it nearly erased me. But it's also the story of a rise, of a voice that broke through silence, of love that waited, of hope that healed. It's the story of how I lost my legs. So sit back, close your eyes, and walk with me through a journey you will never forget. Every day started the same way. Wake up, stretch, say a short prayer, put on my gym clothes. I liked routine. It made me feel in control. My name doesn't matter yet. What matters is I had a dream. 2 actually. First, I wanted to design the tallest building in Africa. Second, I wanted to graduate top of my class. Architecture wasn't easy, but I loved the challenge. In my final year, I lived in a tiny dorm room. 1 desk, 1 bed, 1 mirror. But inside my head, skyscrapers, blueprints, vision. I was known for helping people. Need help with that model? I would ask. Want to pass the design class? I got you. My days were full. Early workouts, late night drawing, energy drinks, classmates calling me. The genius with the quiet smile. But then that morning came. I sat up, normal, but something was different. I didn't feel the urge to pee. Now, that may sound small, silly even, but for someone like me, someone who knew every move, every signal my body gave, it was a red flag. I stood, waited, nothing. Brushed my teeth, still nothing. Maybe I didn't drink enough water. I said out loud, stretched, went on with my day, but deep down I felt off. Day 2 came just a little. Day 3, same. I didn't tell anyone, not yet. How do you explain I can't pee without sounding weird? I started feeling heavy, not just my body, my soul, like my spirit was being pulled down by a rope I couldn't see. At night, I sat by my small window. Students laughed below. Some danced, some argued. But I sat in silence, staring, waiting for my body to give me a signal. I didn't know it then, but this was the beginning, the very first step into the dark tunnel ahead. My body was whispering something, and I wasn't listening. This small thing, this tiny break in my routine would soon grow into a storm. I just didn't know that the life I had was already slipping away. And when the body breaks, it doesn't always scream. Sometimes it starts with silence. Hospitals make people nervous. For me, it was worse because I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to admit it. Something was wrong. Day 5, body felt colder, slower. A friend insisted I go to the hospital, so I went alone. The hospital smelled like antiseptic and sweat. The nurse asked questions. I gave answers I didn't believe. Doctor came in, young, calm, his eyes kind. But behind the smile, I sensed doubt. He ran tests, blood work, scans, kidney function tests. Everything came back normal. You are fine, he said, but his voice cracked on fine. He handed me meds, said to come back if things got worse. Worse? It was already worse. I took the pills, pretended to believe, walked out into the parking lot. I should have felt better, but I didn't. I felt followed, like something inside me had woken up and it was watching me, waiting. At night, I stared at the pill bottle. Something didn't feel right. I replayed the doctor's eyes in my mind. That look, not confusion, fear. He saw something, but he didn't say it. What if he had missed something? What if this wasn't medical at all? What if it was something else? I closed my eyes that night, but sleep didn't come. Only questions, only silence. And deep inside me, I felt a shift, like the floor beneath me had tilted slightly, and I was about to slide into something I couldn't name, couldn't stop. Maybe that's what fear is. Not loud, not sharp, just a whisper that something is coming. I woke up sweating. I sat up, tried to stand up. My legs didn't listen. Panic rose like fire in my chest. I called out. No one answered. My dome felt colder. My hands shook as I dragged myself to the wall. I held onto my desk, stood, waited, but I couldn't move forward. I collapsed and cried. I wasn't just tired. Something was shutting down. I called my father. No words, just tears. They rushed me home. My brother carried me like a child. My mom kept whispering, "It's okay, it's okay." But her voice was shaking. I was laid on the living room couch. Everything felt upside down. Later, I tried standing again. My legs flopped like pillows. The doctors came, neurologists, urologists, everyone, but no answers. Just tests, pills, scans, and pain. I became a ghost inside my body. I watched as friends stopped calling. Assignments kept piling. Exams came and passed. But me, I was frozen, watching from behind the glass. At night, I screamed into my pillow. Why me? Why now? The silence of the room swallowed every cry. Sometimes I would wake up and forget. Then I would try to move, and the reminder came crashing in. I felt like I was disappearing, not from the world, but from myself. They say love shows up in hard times. Mine did, in ways I never imagined. I couldn't walk, couldn't sit without help. Even smiling felt like work. But every morning, Mom wiped my face with warm water. My brother lifted me into a chair. My dad whispered prayers before work. I felt like a burden, but they never made me feel that way. One day, my sister held my hand, said, "I miss your laugh." That broke me, because deep down, I miss me too. We went from hospital to hospital. Tests, more scans, still no name for the monster inside me. But what I did gain, something stronger than a diagnosis: family. One evening, I heard my parents whispering. Money was low, bills were rising. But when I asked, they smiled. "Just rest," they said. I felt guilty, but I also felt wrapped in grace. And in that silence, I found a reason not to walk again, but to live for them, for me. There is a point where the body stops fighting, not because it gives up, but because it's already lost. I slipped in and out of sleep. Every blink felt like hours. My lip no longer listened. My voice barely a whisper. One morning, I woke up and couldn't move my arms. I tried to scream. Nothing came out. Doctors rushed in. Faces above me. Needles, shouts, lights. Then blackness. I had a dream. I was in a vast field. The sky was gray. The earth beneath me cracked with each step. But I walked, legs strong, breath steady. A shadow followed me, tall, silent, constant. I turned to it. "Why are you here?" It didn't answer, just pointed at my legs. I woke up gasping. Mom was at my side, her eyes swollen from crying. "Please, don't leave me," she cried. I wanted to tell her I wasn't going anywhere, but I didn't know if that was true. They transferred me to a new hospital, specialists everywhere, tests I couldn't pronounce, machines that beeped like they were timing my goodbye. Then came the words that cut deeper than any knife. Paralysis, spinal cord, permanent, maybe. It didn't feel real. I stared at the ceiling for hours, counting the cracks. At night, I begged God to wake me up, to give me back my legs, even just for one more run. But there was no answer, just silence. And in that silence, something cracked inside me. Not bone, not muscle, hope. That was the moment I truly collapsed. Not just the body, but the boy with the dream. The boy who believed he was untouchable, invisible, gone. Only fragments remained, scattered across a hospital bed, waiting to be picked up or forgotten.